right, everybody, welcome back. You know, we love to really get our hands dirty with these topics.
Yes.
And today is no exception.
Absolutely not.
We're diving deep into the world of future-ready skills, but with a specific lens
Yeah.
through the research of a pretty fascinating guy,
Indeed,
Kevin Brake.
Kevin Brake.
Now, I know we both follow his work quite closely.
Yeah, we've been keeping an eye on him for a while. His stuff is really interesting.
There's something he said that I thought was really provocative, and we'll come back to this.
Okay.
He said, quote, "What does AI have to say about the future of education?"
That is provocative, isn't it?
And it really kind of sets the stage for what we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, for sure.
Because, I mean, everyone listening is affected by education.
One way or another.
Whether you're a student yourself,
Mhm.
or you're a parent,
Yeah.
or maybe you're just someone who's interested in, the future of work and where we're going as a society.
Absolutely. It affects us all.
Yeah. So let's break down some of the core things that Kevin Brake is arguing in his research.
Right.
He kind of highlights this shift, right?
Yeah.
From this very traditional way of learning,
Mm-hmm.
where it's very rote memorization,
Yeah, you just cram all that information into
You
your
manage
brain.
for your brain, and then hopefully it comes out on a test.
Right. Exactly.
Towards something that's a little bit more
Fluid.
fluid. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he talks about, these future-ready skills being things like adaptability,
Mm-hmm.
critical thinking,
Complex problem solving.
complex problem solving.
Right.
And these are things that you can't necessarily memorize.
You can't just pull those out of a textbook.
No.
Right.
Right.
You really have to cultivate them and develop them.
And I think what's interesting, too, is he connects this to the rise of AI and automation.
Oh, absolutely.
Because if AI is able to take over those kind of rote tasks,
Mm.
like crunching numbers or, memorizing facts.
Things that we used to spend hours and hours on.
Exactly. Then what does that mean for us as humans?
Yeah, what makes us unique?
What skills do we need to really thrive?
Well, and he really dives into some specifics, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, he talks about project-based learning,
Okay.
where students are actually using AI tools
Oh,
to simulate real-world scenarios, and that requires them to, think outside the box, be creative, and actually find solutions.
So it's not just learning about AI, it's actually using AI as a tool for learning.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
that's a crucial distinction.
I remember when I was in school,
Mm.
like we said, memorization was the key.
Right, fill in the bubble on the test.
Yeah, and it seems like such a different world now.
It's completely different landscape.
If AI can handle all that, what does that leave us with?
Well, that's where those human skills become even more important, right? Like
Yeah.
creativity, critical thinking, and even emotional intelligence.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, being able to understand and work with other people.
And I think, we often underestimate that. But as we move into a more automated world,
Yeah,
those are going to be the things that set us apart, I think.
absolutely.
And there's this term that Kevin Brake uses that I find really interesting.
Okay, tell me.
Algorithmic literacy.
Algorithmic literacy. Okay,
Have you heard of this?
I have. It's basically being able to understand and critically evaluate the output of AI.
So it's not just knowing how to use the AI tools.
Right.
It's understanding, how they work.
Their limitations.
Their limitations, their potential biases.
Thinking critically about the information they're giving you.
Because I imagine, you could put a prompt into an AI
You could.
and it could spit something out.
Right.
That sounds very convincing.
Oh, absolutely.
But if you don't have that algorithmic literacy,
You might not catch those nuances.
you're just going to take it at face value.
Exactly. And that can be really dangerous.
Which makes me wonder, how are our current education systems doing with all this?
It's a great question, and it's something Kevin Brake dives into as well. He talks about this debate that's happening right now about whether AI is going to eventually replace teachers.
I've heard that too, yeah.
And, it's a scary thought for some people.
Yeah?
But Kevin Brake doesn't see it that way. He
Oh.
sees it more as a transformation than a replacement.
Seriously.
He believes that AI can be a really powerful tool for personalizing learning paths.
So, tailoring the education to each individual student.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Taking into account their strengths, weaknesses, interests.
Which I guess a human teacher can only do to a certain extent, right?
Right. And with so many students, that becomes really difficult.
So the AI could almost be like an assistant to the teacher.
Exactly. Allowing teachers to really focus on those uniquely human skills,
Okay.
the things that AI can't replicate.
Like fostering creativity and critical thinking.
Encouraging collaboration.
Yeah, building relationships.
Those are the things that will always be essential.
I like that perspective a lot better than the whole, robots are going to take over
Right.
the classroom.
It's not about replacement, it's about evolution.
Evolution, yeah.
And using these tools to our advantage.
So it's not just about education, right?
No, it's much bigger than that.
It's about being prepared for a future where AI is just woven into the fabric of our lives.
Exactly. And that goes back to Kevin Brake's idea of being future ready.
Right.
It's not about having a checklist of specific skills. It's about having this mindset
Okay.
of being adaptable, of being a lifelong learner.
Because who knows what skills we're going to need
Exactly.
5, 10, 20 years from now.
The world is changing so rapidly we can't even predict.
Right. And this is what I was talking about earlier, that quote from Kevin Brake.
Right.
What does AI have to say about the future of education?
It's a deep question.
Because it's not just about education. It's about what does it mean to be human?
In a world increasingly shaped by AI.
Right. What does
Yeah.
it mean to be truly future ready?
And that's a question I think we all need to be grappling with.
Yeah, it's not an easy answer,
Not at all.
but it's something worth thinking about.
Absolutely.
So if you're intrigued by all of this, we got some great resources for you.
Yeah.
Online, you can find tons of information about future skills, the impact of AI on education, all sorts of fascinating stuff.
Dive in and explore.
And we would love to hear your thoughts on this.
Yeah.
What resonated with you from Kevin Brake's work?
What are your biggest takeaways?
Hit that like button, leave a comment below. Let's keep this conversation going.
Until next time, keep those minds curious.
See ya.